Your company was acquired. What's that like when a company that you've been working on actually gets acquired?
I built the business with specific acquisition partners in mind. First time around, I got really excited and then something happened. It wasn't possible to work out. I'm not saying that I knew exactly what was going to happen or how I was going to build it, but I at least had...
Meet Lauren Chan, entrepreneur, model, and trailblazer. Lauren is the founder of Henning, a game-changing plus-size clothing brand and a leading voice on the power of inclusion in fashion and entertainment.
Fashion is not the best business for venture in the first place. It did not align with the most profitable 10x exit. And so I knew at least I was gonna do it our own way. We were gonna be in our niche. It went to the right place and I'm so happy with how it went. The list of reasons I can tell myself in my head, and I do, we all do, of why I'm not as smart as everyone else in the room or I don't have as much to give. It was a mental shift. I don't have that chip anymore.
Yes, it's really, really lovely.
Wow, I can only see a little sliver of you all. Look at everybody. Hello.
The first way I knew about you was through your company, Henning, and I saw you as an entrepreneur, right? And then I found out all these things about you. Oh, Sports Illustrated. Oh, that's interesting. You know, all these different things. So were you the entrepreneur first? Were you the model first? Were you, yeah, what came first for you?
I do a lot of stuff. And the way that I organize it in my mind, because I do think it's important for everyone to be very clear on their vision, despite the fact that it may take many paths, is that my mission in this world is to make the world a better place for people who have been marginalized and left out by fashion and entertainment. Because thank you, whoever clapped for that. I love that. I have been plus size and I'm Chinese and Armenian and I'm an immigrant to the States and I'm gay. Those are the lenses. Woo! Yay for gay. This is the gay agenda right here.
Yeah. We should have a jacket. Mine says gay, yours says agenda. We just turn around.
Yeah,
yes.
We should. Levi's, we need 2 more made by the time we get off this stage. Anyways, what I mean to say is those are the ways that I have felt othered and I have felt marginalized. So they become the expressions of my work. And so I have been a fashion editor who has been focused on size inclusion at Glamour magazine. I have been a founder of a plus size clothing brand. I have been a plus size model. And I use my platform to speak to how diversity is a viable business endeavor in those spaces and how connection and all that we're doing here is deeply important.
I've always wondered if you're considered plus size, what am I considered?
Because
some of y'all are saying plus size.
The goal with Henning was to be sizeless because I don't believe in the size bullshit either. It's not even consistent between brands. We shouldn't be labeling people that way.
Yeah.
And men get custom made to order suit businesses.
Yeah, or big and tall.
Yeah. Women don't have that at scale. So the original goal of Henning was I wanted to ship you clothing and instead of a number where the size tag would be, it would be your name.
Yeah, and then with Henning,
yeah.
So
it was a good idea. Thank you.
I cut that for a second. Say that one more time.
I wanted it to be sizeless. I wanted to do away with the division of size and the assignment of value on people based on their size. And so I wanted Henning to not have numbered size tags. I wanted you to order a coat and have it say Arlan where the size would be.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I feel like there's another company there.
Yeah, we didn't quite get there, but we were acquired by the most size-inclusive business in the world, which is called Universal Standard, and we make sizes 0 to 40.
Yes, in my closet now will be so much Levi's.
Yes, and Levi's is amazing. We love Levi's.
We do. But the only other thing really in my closet besides purple shoes is Universal Standard.
Yeah.
And it runs the gamut. So your company was acquired. What's that like when a company that you've been working on actually gets acquired? Like, we want to talk about that nitty gritty. Mm-hmm. How long does it take? Do you get a phone call?
Sure.
How does that process work?
I was just talking about this backstage with my wonderful new friend, Kim Lewis.
Yay,
if you're out there. And I built the business with specific acquisition partners in mind, especially because the size inclusive side of fashion it's a small family. You kind of know everyone after a while. And so Universal Standard was always on my vision board. And because of that, the conversations about acquisition were organic and they took a while, and it was about getting to know each other and as founders and the businesses. And so the actual conversations took about a year, and they happened twice over. So the first time around, I got really excited. Oh my God, it's your baby. She's going to be given away and have a great life. And then something happened to the market or what have you. It wasn't possible to work out. And I kind of, in those months, made peace with the fact that it might not go where I wanted it to go. And then the conversation picked back up almost a year later. Thereafter lasted a few months with legal and just sorting out the details, and probably happened signed, sealed, delivered about a year later. So a long process. And I had been working on that relationship with those incredible founders who were mentors and peers of mine for, at that point, maybe 5 to 6 years.
How do you think it's important to know the end before you begin?
I do. I really do. And I'm not saying that I knew exactly what was going to happen or how I was going to build it, but I at least had a feeling of the kind of life I wanted to be living, the kind of contributions I wanted to make to fashion and to my customers and community, and how I wanted, in an ideal world, the business to live on. And so for me, because so unfortunately, we were not able to work together in the venture space.
This week has been killing me knowing
it
this.
worked out in so many other ways, but everyone else I met with in the space was not a fit. Fashion is not the best business for venture in the first place. And then I was trying to do something that was so different from how fashion treats fat folks and the product we're offered. And it did not align with the most profitable 10x exit business plan. And so I knew at least that I wasn't going to do it with venture. I was going to do it our own way and have control over the business. We weren't going to be huge, but we were going to be in our niche really, really, really well and know it from every angle.
Yeah, and so post-acquisition, was there any regret? Was there any mourning? Was it like freedom?
There certainly wasn't regret, it was relief. And I'm sure if anyone is out there thinking about this stage in their business and their career, you will appreciate that word for every letter, relief. It went to the right place, and I was so happy with how it went. And I got to do a transitional contract for about a year and hand it off and work on some collaborative designs. But more than anything, it was a mental shift, you know? I'm no longer the CEO of my own business. I no longer walk into a room with that being my moniker and that attached to my confidence sometimes. And I think it's so interesting that you asked me if I see myself as an entrepreneur, because I work in fashion, I'm a model, I didn't go to business school, I wasn't venture backed, what have you. The list of reasons I can tell myself in my head, and I do, we all do, of why I'm not as smart as everyone else in the room, or I don't have as much to give. I digress because I'm really trying to be real and be in my feelings, but it was a mental shift. I don't have that chip anymore. And
you gained a confidence with it? Or did you lose a confidence?
I definitely gained a confidence with it, but having that like business card to whip out, you know, to have that at the time was really empowering. And what we did was so mission driven. I felt so unstoppable.
Yeah.
And I'm just not active in it anymore, really.
You mind if I get a bit gay with the conversation?
A bit gay. I was waiting for this.
The reason is only because I was going through all the conversations I've had, and there hasn't been that representation spoken about, right? Mm-hmm. And how does that part of your identity affect your life, business or personal?
I wasn't out at the time that I was funding, building, and selling Henning. Actually, I was out when we were selling Henning. And this is maybe a good story to share, but by the time we came in for the second conversations, I had come out, I had been going through a divorce, and I sat down at the table as a different person. And I was more human, and I was more vulnerable, and different things mattered in order of priority to me. And the founder of Universal Standards sat down at the table, and in that time, her co-founder had been diagnosed with cancer, and Alex Waldman has since passed, an incredible force for the industry. And we came to that conversation with a different set of priorities. You know, we weren't as concerned about the legalities and the numbers. It was, how are we going to take everything that we care about as people who have been othered, as people who have suffered through sickness, as people who have come out and are navigating a new world and have a new community to be responsible to, and take what we built and be of service to others, and make sure it stays alive and keeps growing, keeps bringing people in. And I think that going through coming out and being gay, or having a career where I talked about being bigger than everyone else and building community around that, just gives me a disposition where I lead with mission.
And you, I mean, that's beautiful. I had goosebumps when you were telling that story. When you say you felt othered your whole life because you said your parents are Armenian and Chinese. Do Armenians celebrate Eid?
No.
Eid, I'm not saying it correctly, but they don't. Okay, just wondering. And so how has that part of your, because I guess you kind of walk out the door and there's so much to think about, or do you not think about it?
There's so much to think about always with regard to what.
There's so much to think about. I guess I may be projecting onto you.
Tell me.
Because when I look at you, you're like, you represent so much to me. That's why I wanted you to be here, because you represent so much. I wonder if that's a burden or if that's the dream.
Oh, that's the dream. That's the juice. That's why I'm here. Yeah. That's why I'm still working and excited to be getting my tentacles and everything and meeting people. And oh my God, that's the whole, the connectivity, right? That's the connectivity between us.
And are you, I know that you co-host ET in Canada, or did I just get
so
that?
I have a new chapter on the other side of this Sports Illustrated swimsuit business, doing broadcast TV. So it's really exciting. Yeah, I do the social in Canada and e-talk.
Do you want to be an actor?
I don't think so. I mean, if anybody's looking for talent to sign for acting out there, you can come shake my hand for sure. But I
think that's inevitable. I don't know if, I think it's inevitable, because there's a radiation and an ease with you, and I don't know if you
Arlan. Likewise.
Yeah, I think that is a step. But I like to talk about writing your next headline, or your own headline, not your next. When you think about all the things you are, and I don't think you identify as an entrepreneur today. You identify as so many things. What is your headline in 5 years?
Wow, my headline in 5 years. Model Lauren Chan retires in Canada with 200 dogs.
Perfect.
Perfect. No, in all seriousness, I'm really excited about this broadcast chapter and branching into entertainment. My mission has always been to create community and space for people who have been excluded in very popular and far-reaching industries. And I'm so psyched to be able to sit down on TV and be gay and chubby and a person of color and talk about all that stuff through the lens of things that folks care about, which is fashion and entertainment. And so, maybe I'll have my own show. We'll put that out there. I'll have my own show in 5 years.
That's what Gary was talking about. You don't need anybody's permission to do anything.
Tough act to follow, by the way. Thanks a lot for that. He was great.
He was great. He was. Gary's always bringing it. When we hung out a couple days ago and worked on something, and at the end of it, I saw your phone somewhere in front of me, and then you were like, we're just gonna pose for a picture, and I was like, oh, we're just being cute. And then online, it was like a movie. It was so, and then you winked at the end, and you how do you know how to do that precise thing? It was like a talent.
This is a winking workshop, everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold your left. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I thought that would be great. No, but what I wanted to get there is for people who have a beauty brand, or they have something that where that is important, or they just want to learn how to when Are you already seeing it in your mind what it's going to look like on Instagram?
So I actually think it comes from being really self-conscious and from a negative point of view in the beginning, all these years ago when I started being in front of the camera. And so I would be thinking maybe if there was a camera here and, oh, I don't like this business. And I'd be fidgeting the whole time, right? Trying to say something valuable and doing this, making sure I look cute. And I think that just gives you a self-awareness that women tend to have from how we live in this society.
I look really cute in this video.
You do.
That's why
I will agree. We should ask you. You do a this and a this, and I think I heard a fake laugh, which is another trick. What I will say is what resonates online these days is being genuine, being yourself. Not too many edits, no filters. If you're selling beauty, sell yourself. Sell why you feel beautiful in the product, you know? Don't sell a fake version of what the product does. We did that with our clothing, you know? I had a tailoring credit program because I was setting out to make better product 100%, but I wasn't setting out to make magic and sell bullshit. Clothes don't fit everybody because everyone's got a different body shape. And fashion is a business of efficacy. And the way that clothes are made is they fit on one fit model, and then they grade the pattern up and down by math and machines. They don't cross-check it on people of different sizes, and they don't cross-check it on people with different bodily projections at those sizes. But we're all tricked into the bullshit that when we go to the store, if those pants don't fit us, we're upset. We think we should change our bodies over that. That is so ass, pun intended, backwards. So what we did is we gave a 10% tailoring credit. The clothes are going to fit you as best they can based on how the business works. After that, we'll take care of it to make sure that you feel good. But we're going to talk about this problem.
This Henning, when it was sold, is it the same company, or is it like folded into?
So it folded into Universal Standard, and we have a joint clothing line now.
Yeah.
So there's Henning X Universal Standard, which you can shop. And what we decided to do with that is take the 10 best-selling items from Henning. We made suits and jackets, so it's like trench coats and tuxedos and fun stuff like that. And they're made better by Universal Standards, supply chain, reach, experience, fit. And of course, they're more affordable because the units that we can order are higher. So it's just made better across the board, which is really exciting. And also it now sizes up to 40, so we can reach more people in terms of accessibility and product size.
What do you like spending the most time doing?
This.
Like what?
I'm having fun.
You seem like you have a lot of fun. Maybe mission, maybe not mission. Like what drives you?
Really this is like the connection that I love. And if I don't get the opportunity to do this, if it goes a few months without me being able to be on TV and talk to a live audience or meet with you all or have a genuine conversation that's not like scripted lines and rehearsed, I get in my head. I get icky feeling, you know? I get a little bit too worried about what I look like and where the next check's coming from and just too much of my own bullshit. This is what gives me energy. And you know what especially gives me energy is speaking to students, because they've got all the raw ambition and motivation similar to founders, and you can absorb it.
Yeah. The show should be something along the fashion runway, but with like maybe their fashion brand that you're judging or helping them with. That could be the show that you do.
Okay.
That's crafted for you.
Yeah.
So we're in LA. I know some people know some people.
Yeah.
Somebody out here knows some people who know some people. Let's make that happen.
Your judging panel for the Lauren Chan and Arlan Hamilton show.
No, I see you running that.
Or a lesbian dating show. I'll put that out there.
Oh,
we need one.
Sure. Yeah, I could do that too. Or what about our lesbian bar that we're gonna?
And we're starting a lesbian bar.
Yeah.
Invest, everybody.
And speaking of investing, have you invested in yacht water yet?
We saw the QR codes,
so many
everybody.
of you have. Thank you so much. Who's invested in yacht water so far? Woo!
Oh, incredible.
That's amazing.
Y'all about to be rich.
Well, Disclaimer.
Sorry.
She said it. I did not, so that's okay. Lauren, it has been so wonderful talking to you. Are you going to be around a little bit? People can hang-
Yes.
You're going to
yes,
stay for
yes.
TLC?
Yes. Oh my God. And Janine.
And Janine!
I heard Janine do sound check and
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's why I've been talking up.
Yes.
I don't want anybody to miss this.
No.
It has been so wonderful talking to you. Thank you so
Thank
much
you for
giving
having
your
me.
time.
Thank you for listening, everybody. I hope to meet a
Yes.
lot of you later. Thank you. Thank you.